Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine and this is So Much Sewing. This channel is all about my sewing adventures. It's all about what I get up to here in my sewing room. First of all, I would like to apologize for my hair. I don't know what's going on with it today. I had it cut a week ago, so you would think it should be beautiful, but it's not. I don't know what it's doing. Forgive me. It is what it is. This is not a channel about hair, but I just would like to say I apologize. But moving right along to the sewing. This is probably going to be a short video because I've tried several times to film this already and explain to you the things that I did to produce this gorgeous little number. But I'm rubbish at trying to explain how I did this. All I can tell you is that I mashed the Trend Patterns Pussy Bow shirt with the Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse. That's as much as I can tell you, which is very unsatisfying, I know. But essentially, I loved the Trend Patterns Pussy Bow shirt so much, but I hated the way it's set up around my neck. I'm sure the pattern as it stands would suit many people, but I felt that it just didn't suit me. There was such a lot of volume on the bottom. Where is my picture? Such a lot of volume on the bottom of the shirt here, and then sitting all the way up here to my neck. Because I'm quite sort of a petite frame, I just felt like it completely and utterly swallowed me up. The fabric that I used for my toile, and I knew the toile, I mean, it was a toile. I was hoping it was going to be a wearable toile, but it wasn't a wearable toile. The suggested patterns are cottons, light or medium weight, or cotton poplin. It says a crisp quality cotton will hold the trapeze shape, especially at the gathered hem. So you could say that the broderie anglaise was a medium weight cotton. That's probably a fair description of it, but because it had all the lumpy bumpy bits in it, you know, with all the embroidery on it, I just felt that it made it more, I mean, chunky is the word that comes to mind. So it just made the fabric and the pattern just a bit too chunky, and it was very opaque. So in my mind, I loved the pattern, but I wanted to see it in a sort of a sheer fabric and with a lower neckline. So what I did was I meshed it with the Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
I left the body exactly the same on this. I didn't want to make any changes anywhere else, although I did shorten the sleeve. I didn't want to make, I didn't want to change the pattern too much, but I just felt that it needed a lower neckline. So I took the bodice from the Pussy Bow blouse from Sew Over It, took the V-neck bodice and put it on the high-necked bodice of the Trend Patterns. So I had to cut this in half so that I could cut my bodice on the fold. So I did that. I cut that in half. So I was just working with one half of this. So essentially, this is the Trend Patterns Pussy Bow shirt with the V neckline of the Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse. And on the back, just a small change was that the Sew Over It blouse came up higher. You can just see that's the neckline there of the trend patterns, and so I just added the extra for the Pussy Bow blouse by sew over it. I literally just lay the two different pattern pieces on top of each other and just, you know, traced where I needed to make the V-neck. So I'm well aware that that was extremely garbled. I'm not the channel you come to when you want technical instructions, or if you want to sew along or guidance on on anything. I'm sorry, I'm not that technical person. I can do stuff myself, but how I explain it to other people, I don't know. I'm just terrible at that, so I do apologize. But you know, so I suppose maybe not everybody is able to make these changes, but if you've been sewing for a while, of course you'll be able to do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Honestly, I guess that's what my channel is, not technical advice, but if I can do it, you can do it. And so the other thing I did was I put short sleeves on it. Again, I didn't want to change the sleeve head any. I wanted it to fit the body of the Trend Patterns Pussy Bow shirt. So I used the top of that pattern, and then I combined it with the sleeve of the Reggie dress by Seamwork. And it could have been any sleeve, but I just chose that pattern because I had it. So I just printed off the short sleeve for Reggie. I really just wanted the shape for the bottom of the sleeve. So that's what that ended up looking like. That's the top of the Trend Patterns shirt. And I just cut that off. And I cut off the top of the Seamwork Reggie sleeve, and I just attached them together. I just wanted to get that bottom shape there. And I did put a band on it, just like the Reggie shirt. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to treat the rest of the sleeve, because it is quite a voluminous sleeve. But what I ended up doing was very, very simple, is I just put a pleat here and at the center of the sleeve. I thought about gathering it. I thought about putting mini pleats in it, but I just thought that was, you know, that was nice. I like that it's short sleeved. I just love this. I love the way the neckline turned out. It's just absolutely perfect. This really is exactly how I envisaged it. I couldn't be happier. So the fabric I used was this lovely see-through cotton and silk. It's about 10 to 20% silk. It's got a very sort of slippy feel to it. So lightweight. It's like a voile, really. And because it was so lightweight, what I did was I used a Microtex needle in my sewing machine, and I French seamed every seam, including under the arms here. So everything is French seamed because it's such a delicate fabric. And I also used silk pins, which are just tiny little, you know, much thinner than normal pins. Just so that they don't tear a hole in your fabric. So I used silk pins and the Microtex needle. So that kind of really is all. It's a really short video this week, and it's probably so unsatisfying for all you gorgeous people who want to know exactly how I did this. I just can't explain it to you. I've tried and I can't. Like, I'm just rubbish at it. So I hope you will understand. Yeah. Next week, I think I'm going to talk to you about jackets. One thing about living in my new location, Canterbury, is that it's very cold in the mornings and it's very cold in the evenings, but the days are beautifully fine and sunny and often quite warm. So spring is always very unsettled weather, but even through into the summer, it can start off quite cool in the mornings and end up quite cool in the evenings. So what I'm finding is I'm having to relearn the art of dressing in layers, because I would love to wear this to work. In fact, it's my first day at work tomorrow, which will be, by the time you see this video, I would have already worked a week. So it's my first week. Wish me luck. But I would love to wear this to work tomorrow, but it's just far too lightweight. I would need a jacket to wear over the top. I need some more layering pieces. So next week I'll talk to you about jackets and what I might potentially make to go with this gorgeous little number. And other than that, that's me really. Again, apologies for the hair and apologies for the rubbish description of how I went about mashing these two together. All I can tell you is I'm so glad I did. I love this top. I hope you love it too. And I hope that I'll see you again next week. See ya.